friends. I'm back again on this weird, wacky, wondrous Wednesday with another reading from my book, Flights from My Terrace. And the essay that I'm going to read is 10 Minutes in a Traffic Jam. And let me tell you that this essay was written when we were caught in a traffic jam. And my daughter, she was in the 12th standard, I think, and she was off to school. My husband and she and I, we were caught in a traffic jam. And I wrote this while caught in the traffic jam. So here I go. 10 minutes in a traffic jam. My daughter was sitting in the passenger seat of the car, cramming away. She had a sociology paper, but zoology was trying to make its presence felt. "Mom, there are butterflies in my stomach," she said. In this era of interdisciplinary approach, don't you think their presence is justifiable? "Instead of boosting my spirits, you're pulling my leg, Mom," she retorted and went back to her book, blowing hot and cold, cold and hot, the examination blues making her nervous. Suddenly, loud shouts coming from outside hit the car. There was a traffic jam. I peeped out. Some people on our right were standing outside a spiffy little shop, Lucky Hair Art, and one of them appeared to be in a highly agitated state. "I had come here for a haircut, and you have..." Suddenly his eyes fell on a chicken coop next to the barber's shop, and he found the lost words. "You have not cut my hair, you have plucked it, and now, alas, I look like a plucked chicken." Maybe these words fell into the ears of the chickens, for they suddenly gave vent to a string of highly agitated chirps and squawks skittering around in alarm. There was a tiny eatery next to the chicken coop, where a couple of tables were littered with the remains of a mammoth meal. A few people sat talking loudly, trying to see what was wrong at the shop. The unlucky man outside Lucky Hair Art was in the throes of agony. His hand kept fluttering like a tiny bird every now and then, going to the head, which looked pathetic, almost like an old and discarded toothbrush with its squished bristles. "Why are we not moving?" My daughter was getting cranky. The car was not moving, but I was moved to tears. Tears of laughter. Lucky Hair Art had proved unlucky for him. A hair-raising experience, or whatever was left of the hair. I walked into this shop only because the one that I go to was closed, and I was tempted by the board, Lucky Hair Art. I thought it would prove lucky for me. Lucky for some, unlucky for others, quipped an immaculately dressed man coming out, patting his shining glory with a satisfied smile, which suffused his entire face. The unlucky man cast a look of covetous glory in the direction of his hair and saw red on the head of the man. Hair dyed a deep, impressive red burgundy, when he had hardly any hair on his own head, seemed to be rubbing salt into his wounds. "Shani Maharaj!" All of a sudden, a 20-year-old youth materialized in front of the shop with a utensil half filled with mustard oil in which coins lay submerged, well drenched and contented in a yellow glow. He dangled the utensil right in front of the unlucky fellow. He dangled it so hard that a few drops of mustard oil jumped from the utensil and hit him on the face. "मेरा तो शनि ही खराब चल रहा है और तुम्हें..." With these words, he took a few long strides towards him and almost caught him by the collar. Still reeling from this barbaric atrocity, this shenanigan of the boy, wanting alms in the name of Shani Devta, proved disastrous for him and also for those around. He snatched the utensil from the well-dressed boy and in one swift move poured the contents down the drain. "Ye kya kar rahe ho?" In one dexterous move, the boy had fallen on the ground, and with one hand, he was scavenging for the lost treasure in the drain. "इतने मोटे ताजे हो और भीख मांगते हुए शर्म नहीं आती?" The man with the look of a plucked chicken had reached the drain and was shooting reprimands in the direction of the prostrate figure. Why is the car not moving? What if I miss my exam? Now my daughter appeared more nervous than the man with the plucked chicken look. A cow sitting right in front, right in middle of the road, right in the middle of the road, had decided to make the road her home. And it was this bovine recalcitrance that had caused the traffic jam. My bad, said my daughter, eyes riveted on her book. Lalit, my husband, who had not spoken a word, suddenly whirled in a direction and hissed, Mind your language, speak English. Oh, come off it. Both of you exist in a time warp. This is English. Her hiss was louder. The car moved a little further, but no. It again screeched to a halt. What was up? I peeped through the window and was aghast at the scene that met my eyes. A VIP cavalcade, which was moving just ahead of us, had all of a sudden decided to stop. I wondered why. Iha, my daughter, was gnashing her teeth and thumping her fist on the book, a sick tide of fear churning her stomach. What if she misses her paper? You can easily write a paper on the socio-economic psychological repercussions of 10 minutes in a traffic jam, I quipped, much to the irritation of my daughter. Shifting restlessly on the back seat, I craned my neck to find out what was up. It appeared that one of the VIPs sitting in one of the cars had received an important call, a very, very important call, the call of nature. And no person, not even a very important person, can ignore this call. So this VIP had decided to head towards the nearest wall, flanked by a couple of security guards, while a few more scurried behind him, guns in hands. In his haste to listen to the call, the VIP went straight to the graffiti-scarred wall and proceeded to add his might to the already cluttered wall, while the love message etched on the wall, Jai loves Meera, got submerged under this deluge. My heart went out to Jai and Meera, whose work of art had suffered such an indignity. Task done, the VIP headed towards his car, beaming from ear to ear. The vehicles resumed their onward journey, the music resumed, and everything was fine with the world. But alas, in these 10 minutes in a traffic jam, all of us seem to have aged 1,000 years. Thank you so much.